Welcome back, everyone. A top Treasury Department official is now signaling President Trump's proposal for 50-year mortgages is unlikely to address affordability. That is according to reporting from our news partners at The Hill. That concern really came up a lot from experts and economists alike since the president floated this plan just last week.
Now, supporters of the plan say it could make home buying more affordable or accessible, but some opponents have worried the costs of such a plan will outweigh the benefits for prospective buyers. So joining us today to help wade through the impact of a proposal like this is Caitlin Gorback. She's an assistant professor at the McCombs School of Business at UT Austin, and her research is focused on urban economics and real estate as well. So Caitlin, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
We really appreciate it. So break down the basics for us. It may seem obvious to some, but what are really the pros and cons of this? How would a plan like this impact people?
Yeah, so what does an extension on a loan term do, keeping everything else fixed? On the plus side, it will lower monthly payments, but on the downside, it's going to mean that more of your monthly payment is going to paying interest, which is going to slow your wealth formation or the equity share that you own in your house. So whether that trade-off is worth it to you is a really hard question. It's going to depend on the time you think you're going to stay in the home, what your money could otherwise be doing, whether you plan to refinance. But I think to keep it simple, we can just look at two identical mortgages that only differ in their loan term. So let me walk through what that would look like if we were to extend it from 30 to 50 years. So in Austin, the average home value is about $500,000. And so if you do a 20% down payment, you'll have a loan of $400,000. For a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at prevailing interest rates, you'd pay about $2,500 a month. If we were to extend that to a 50-year plan, that would be about a $2,200 monthly payment. So you're saving about $300 a month.
Yeah.
So that's meaningful money to a lot of people. At the end of the year, you're saving about $3,300. At the end of 10 years, about $33,000. Where that comes at a cost is at the end of those same 10 years, you'll have significantly less equity. So about $50,000 less when you sell your house. $50,000 of that dollars is not coming back to you. And that's really hard because it means that you might not be able to buy as nice of a house for the next one, or you can't borrow that $50,000 to start a business or put your kid through college. So you're trading off lower cash flows now for less wealth in the future.
So well explained, and
absolutely,
man, a tough decision for so many folks at home.
Yeah, and you were mentioning, Professor, that this will be coming up during your class next spring whenever you're going to be teaching that. How are you planning to pose something like this or a situation like this to your students?
Yeah, so I think just having the students really work through what these monthly costs are is really important. So I think many of my students take the class thinking that they want to be an investor in real estate or operate real estate. But it's really important that I teach students how mortgages work because it is the biggest financial liability that households are going to have on their balance sheet for most of us. And we don't do a good job of breaking this down. And it's not something you're going to learn about easily because you only mortgage a few times in your life.
Sure, and it's a significant amount of money for somebody each month to be able to cover those costs too.
For sure.
And we heard some fairly strong reactions about this particular idea from Washington, but how did you think it landed with not only yourself, but other experts in this field in academia?
Yeah, I don't think that many of my colleagues see this as a solution for the affordability crisis that we're currently in.
Okay.
And so in the example that I walked you through, we were assuming all else equal, meaning no demand response, meaning the same exact interest rate. In reality, both of those are likely to not be the same. So for example, 30-year mortgages have a higher interest rate than 15-year mortgages. And that's because the lenders realize that there's just a lot more time for something to go wrong and for you to default or delay payments to them. And they're going to charge you for that. So extending it to 50 years, we might also expect the interest rates would actually be marginally higher. That's going to wipe out a lot of those kind of modest cash flow gains that we saw, right? About $200 to $300. Additionally, people are very sensitive to cash outlays, so this might actually increase demand for housing, which again would increase prices, and that would wipe out any of those gains. So I think economists are generally skeptical.
Are there any impacts if something like this were to become a reality that would be particular to Texas or the Austin market?
interest rates tend to be geographically, there's a lot less variation geographically than we would expect. And that comes from the fact that Fannie and Freddie are buying a lot of these mortgages and offering kind of a national backstop. Now, where I think Austin differs from a lot of other housing markets is in its supply response. So home prices are really high because a lot of people want homes and we just haven't built a lot. And so Austin is actually kind of leading the way here. It's supplying more new houses than almost any other city in the country. And you've seen that in house price dynamics, right? We're off about 24% from the peak. So I see room for optimism in Austin if we continue to permit. That being said, it's not like widgets. You just don't turn a crank and have houses come into production.
Just shows up like that, right?
It takes a while, right? It's been a couple years that we've been really having to work through adding this new supply. But that's where I hope the bright light is here in Austin.
And certainly lots of policies are going to be put forward out there. We'll be following that on a separate side of things. But Caitlin Gorback, we appreciate you coming in and sharing some more insight because this topic can be a little heady for some people. So
sure.
I think this is a little bit more understandable for them to take home with. But thank you again for being with us.
So happy to be of help.
All right.